Hey everyone, welcome back to Kharak Cup 11. You didn't know that this guy was in the tournament, but I love this, by the way. It's so funny. Yeah, this is going to be Tomcat versus Shrike, the first match which has been played so far. Or I guess I should say the only which has been played so far, and also the first match of our semifinals here up in the upper bracket. Now, if you remember my predictions video, I did predict this would be a 2-0. We shall see. But I do just think Tomcat's probably going to have it. But Shrike has been playing better than we've expected. You know, I don't know. Something's changed about him. Like, he just seems to be doing a lot better. So I imagine I could be wrong about that. But we shall just have to see. He's going to be playing Soban here. And the map is the Boneyard. This will be Tomcat's pick, of course, because... Has the Boneyard always been this red? Oh, I guess, yeah, it's orange on that side. I don't know. I feel like it didn't always look that way. I mean, I'm actually almost certain it did based on how often this game gets updated, but I didn't notice it anyway. Let's see what the strategy is here. I mean, Tomcat having picked this map, I'm sure he had something in mind going into it. He's probably going to go... I mean, just knowing Tomcat, he's probably going to go Assault Ships, but he's done Rails a lot more often recently. He's coming out here with the Base Runner and some Blast Drums first, though. And we see an instant targeting generator get put down on the eco there. So that definitely tells us that Shrike is worried about the blast drone attack. I actually would have put it right there. I think it's a little bit mispositioned perhaps, but we shall see if that comes into effect. I think it will. Has he got power in the airline? He does. So that's good for him, but he still is he's gonna have to deal with this thing pretty quickly here. Now, it looks like Tomcat though saw the targeting jammer and he just left. He didn't check to see if he could still get the hit in there. My thought is that, like, if he detonated right there, that would still get him, right? I think he would get 3 of them there, and that's definitely good. Like, that's fine damage. LEV's kind of going off on the wrong side now, though, but he saw the blip there. He should know. He should be pulling back immediately right now. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. No, you can't let the... Okay, well, he's actually pulled inside of the targeting jammer in kind of clutch fashion right there. I feel like the blast drones were about to hit them, but they didn't go off because they're inside the targeting jammer there. It's always been finicky to deal with this because the blast drone can detonate if it's on the rim there, but if it's inside of the little circle, it can't. But, I don't know, I feel like Tomcat still could have gotten the hit there, but he did not. It's definitely going to be a little nerve-wracking for Maze, but I think he'll be feeling good about the fact that he's held it off here. Probably wants to chase these guys down. I mean, that's going to be a threat that comes back up later. Just based on the way that Tomcat uses his blast drones, like, they're there in the beginning, and then, you know, you hold them off, but you don't kill them. Well, then they're going to be there later. Like, he's not going to use it with his main army. He's going to keep them somewhere and just kind of pop in there once you're not paying attention. That's what I've noticed anyway. So I would definitely still be worried about it. This is something really to be worried about, though, and it is going to be Assault Ships, but it's kind of in rush fashion, but not really a rushy rush. Just kind of a non-rushy rush. I don't even know how to say it, but yeah, Railgun Fabrication, that's the correct choice. Maze is already on it. Or... Look, it's not fair, okay? It's not fair. If you're gonna name yourself Spirit of Maze, Shrike, that is. Shrike is already on it, so that's good for him. I'm trying to think how the timing works out here. I think it takes about 30 seconds to make an Assault Ship, so one of them should be out by the time Railgun Fabrication gets finished now for Shrike. Actually, the LEVs here, though, doing so much damage to production crews, are kind of forcing it back, so that's definitely good for Maze. No. I even paused to make sure I said it right. Shrike. It's good for Shrike. Look, anyway. So yeah, that is very good for Shrike. Railgun Fabrication was finished. He didn't... Actually, I think he did see the Assault Ship just then. But yeah, he's not going to be taken off guard by this. Now all he needs is anti-air, and I would probably get it blind against Tomcat, but he can even scout it with the LAVs, because he's got him in the area. I'd like to see him move those out there, but I think he's trying to scan, like, the peripheries of the match there, or the map there, to see... Are those blast drones over there? I mean, he did see them get detonated, but more could be produced, or there are, you know, Assault Ships hiding over there, stuff like that. And that's fine. That's fine, because all he needs to hold this off is the railguns. Obviously, the production cruiser could actually make a load of sand skimmers, but I feel like that's kind of... It's not typical to see, and it's also probably not typical to see for a reason. Like, I don't think it would work very well. Another probe gonna get shot down by the production cruiser. Eventually, maybe. Oh my gosh. I don't know who's manning the guns there, but they need to be fired. But yeah, Railgun is in position. Spirit of Maze, gonna be doing just fine there. He has got one Assault Ship back at home as Tomcat protecting, and this is very good. This is very nice. seems to be doing its job rather well. Is also Shrike losing a what do you call it? Losing, like, I don't know. He wasn't paying attention. That's the word. I can't think of how to say this for some reason. Actually, salvagers are getting pushed off the eco now. There's only like 2 railguns here. There definitely needs to be more. He's got the money for it. Yeah, I'm not sure why he hasn't got more of those already, but yeah, refinery mode is on the way, by the way, for Tomcat. So definitely. Oh, maybe this is why. Maybe Maze is just going for eco now. But and he should be. Yeah, he should get a sport cruiser eventually. But yeah, first he just needs a couple more railguns, I think. Base runner just kind of awkwardly getting passed by, you know, enemy units over there in the middle. I always think that's funny when that happens. Shrike now with 3. I mean, I feel like this is enough to stop the assault ships, but amazingly they're still there. You definitely want to be down here, right? Because right there you've got a hill blocking. Oh, and he's going to lose some salvagers for this. Uh-oh, that's a little sloppy. Yeah, you got to get these guys. Yeah, okay, so he sees it. He's moving over there. A little bit of an awkward fight going on there as the base runners both want to get that artifact. It looks like the LAVs finally did get killed here. They can't see air tech actually at all in the Conif carrier, but you can see that like one of the lights turns on when they start building them. We'll see that in just a second. See that one right there? So if he stayed alive just like half a second longer, maybe you would have seen that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Shrike needs right now, but he can get it all out. He has time. One of those things is a missile battery. And like I said, I think it's justifiable to go blind anti-air against Tomcat. I might come across as a bit inconsistent on this mark, because I usually am saying like, oh, he shouldn't be getting anti-air here until he sees it. But there's some players who we know are going to go for it like almost every game. So it's kind of okay to counter-strat against them and say like, okay, yeah, well, I'll get blind anti-air here, take a bit of a risk, right, because if he doesn't go for air, then I'm kind of like in trouble now. But I think it'll pay off for me. And I think that's fine in this case. ALM's stopping this assault ship rather nicely from getting into the back lines there. And I think actually for once the Sovan carrier maybe can actually do something on its own here, although I would power up the weapons in the range, just 1 in each. There's even a railgun back here though, so it doesn't matter. And 1 ALM gets a bit damaged, but that's totally fine. That attack's been held off. And the railguns are doing fine holding this off as well. It is a little worrisome that Shrike has gotten onto his second base later than his opponent, but I think he's going to be okay for now. And there is a missile battery on the way. Just needs to make sure he keeps it with those railguns. Doesn't want any funny business after all. There are going to be quite a couple of these dudes of interceptors out on the field, so he definitely needs to make sure he's not going to be caught afoul by those guys. So yeah, missile battery wants to be with the railguns. Watching Tom's carrier to see when he launches, that's going to be important. Especially because if the railguns fall, the assault ships can come in and do whatever they want, right? And this is, by the way, not good. Yeah, like, moving over the hill was fine, but he came in a line, so one of the guys was a lot closer to the assault ships than he should have been. And yeah, it looks like they're all going to get taken out here. I mean, you don't normally see, like, railguns get killed by assault ships, do you? But there you go. That's actually pretty significant. There's only, like, 1 rail left here. And there's a bunch of sand skimmers too, so that could cause Shrike some issues here. Still no launching of the interceptors there, so that's interesting to know. But yeah, Shrike really having some trouble keeping these assault ships at bay. And another thing to note is that he's been completely hemmed into his base here. This base runner strangely turning away from the artifacts. Yeah, now he's going back. But this would be the game-winning artifact, and it looks like it will be, based on how things are going here. Afterburner is about to finish, and there are 6 in the air. And Siege Cruiser Fabrication is on the way. It looks like a very standard game from Tomcat, doesn't it? Nothing that we're, like, surprised to see here. Not sure if 1 missile battery is actually sufficient, but you can't really blame Shrike for that, can you? Oh, but this is something you can. Actually, he's not covered at all in the main, so it looks like, yeah, this is going to be a dead sport cruiser right here. Oh, he even gets the targeting jammer, look at that. Anyway, down he goes. So that's going to hurt quite a bit, and we already know Maze was behind on eco before that happened. I don't know if Tom's even going to expand with it. Well, I mean, I guess he might as well. He's got the production cruiser out already. But, yeah, a lot of players will just play, you know, 2 base plays when they feel like they have momentum like this. This is something Garmlater would do all the time. There are a lot of railguns out now for Shrike, quite a lot. He doesn't have any coverage against the sand skimmers, but like Sovan rails are surprisingly good at that somehow. That's obviously not enough to offset the fact that they're very exposed here. They do have a missile battery, I guess. But still, it's going to be a bit less bad than you would expect it to be if the Sandscreamers charge at them. Especially if this missile battery mortar is good. That's one thing we should be watching for. Note that if you tell the guy to guard like this, he's actually going to lag really far behind. First off, because he's slower than him, but also because he doesn't really know where he needs to go. I probably wouldn't do that. It's a bit... Oh, yeah, okay, well, he's just going to GG right there. I guess because he saw, like, oh, shoot. But also the fact that, you know, his opponent is on 2 bases. Oh, yeah, and he had to push out to stop this artifact anyway. So that is indeed going to be the game there for Tomcat. Yeah, you know, I feel like Shrike held it off just fine, but maybe he was afraid after having held it back that, like, you know, okay, now I can't leave my base here at all. Or, like, maybe he just overinvested in defense and didn't get the eco up as fast as he should have, but he done went down. So... I don't know, I wouldn't feel too bad about this game if I were him, but he needs to be a bit more careful with those assault ships. And he's going to be a bit worried now moving into round 2, or game map 2, there you go, map 2. Let's see what he does in it. Let us see. Okay, yeah, it's on Kalash Teeth right here. I imagine the AAV rush could be pretty good. He might shy away from it because the assault ship wins in a one-on-one, but I think he should go for it, that would not be bad. Especially because Tomcat didn't ban this, and I feel like this is one of those maps that as a Galzian main, I'm like perma-banning because I don't want to deal with that AAV rush. It's not unbeatable, but, you know, I don't know, I don't want to deal with it. We shall see. I mean, then again, we saw Catharsis beat A game on this map, and that was AAV versus AS, but, I don't know, I mean, I feel like Shrike would be fine. Oh, and it looks like he's gonna, yep, we got one on RUs, we got base run retirement coming out. Probe is launched, mind you, but that's probably not a bad idea because he needs to catch the the blast drones. So this looks like an AAV rush through and through, and that makes me happy. I feel like that's what he should be doing. Tomcat, 4 on Cs, no Sandscreamer fabrication just yet, so looks fairly standard from him again. So 2 blast drones are indeed coming out. There's no targeting jammer on the main, mind you, so Spirit of Maze. Shrike does need to be a little bit careful about the blast drones here, and he sees it. So he knows how fast it's coming, like he knows when it's going to get there. And if I were him, I would just follow this blast drone with the probe, just so you make sure you know exactly where he is. Until there's enough time for 2 more to be made, and then you can like kind of look for them, but... Well, he knows it's off on that side anyway. AV fabrication is already coming out, but he definitely needs to get a couple of LAVs. ALM placement is good, but it's only going to slow them down, it's not going to stop them. So making a couple of LAVs here would be really good. Especially because you got to remember, Saban has no way to heal their units in the early game. So if this guy can hit, he's already damaged and the other guy can just kind of take him out. Now it looks like he's actually gone way far away. Not totally sure why. But... I don't know. I still feel like a couple of LAVs would be wise here. Or he could go SC first, but see, I don't like that. I mean, you know, you're probably going to get attacked by these blast drones. And he sees them with the probe too, so this is really gutsy, not making even a single LAV to deal with it. You see, that Salvager was going out to try and block him, but that's difficult to do. I don't think Tomcat's going to, like, miss that. Carrier production upgrades coming out, AAV is coming out. So he's made it, he lived. But wow, I'm not sure if I would have done that, but it works for him. I guess, you know, like I was saying last time about taking risks, that's sort of just what he's done. So it's not necessarily wrong, is it? Now, what I want to see him do here is send the first guy out to attack, and then the second guy can defend, like you're fine, but I want to see him send that first AAV out to attack, as well as maybe even the second one if he feels not, you know, particularly threatened. Probe saw the movement of the blast drone, so he knows that they're in the backline. Yep, and he's going to send him right over there. Excellent. And look at that, he's queued him all the way up to attack, right? Like, yeah, he is kind of defending now, but he's also going to be used on the attack, which is awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Blast drones get pushed away, and then the next AAV coming up here can deal with it, so this guy does not need to go back. He wants to keep moving forward. And this is exactly what he needs to be doing if he wants to avoid getting 2-0'd here. This is exactly what I wanted to see the Spirit of Maze, you know, Shrike doing. So I'm very happy about this. Now, assault ship fabrication is finished. Assault ships are coming out here, but AAVs, like, there's more of them. They can attack on the flanks, and they're also faster. And on top of that, they have really quite a good DPS against the Salvagers, so you don't need to worry about keeping them alive here. You can get a lot of damage done with the even with the assault ships attacking you. It takes a long time for them to die. And I noticed also he's already gotten the first armor upgrade, which I think is awesome. So what he should do here is not fight the assault ships at all. Just like run straight by and attack the Salvagers. Smoke is fucking the assault ships, I like that. Maybe would have saved it for the carrier, but I still like it. I think you don't want to bunch the guys up though. That's probably a mistake. Oh yeah, and he's not really damaging the eco, right? He needs to be getting it. No, don't run away. You need to get in there and damage the eco. Uh-oh. Because the thing is, when you do an AAV rush, you don't really care about if these guys live or not. You just need to kill off your opponent's eco here. And if you take the fight against the assault ships, especially with one of the armor upgrades having come out for Tomcat, you're always going to lose. Uh-oh, and it looks like Maze has kind of thrown away the power of the rush already. Double smoke. Maze. Shrike. Double smoke also gets popped here against the assault ships, but yeah, you're only going to want to do one normally, right? For this very reason. He is going to kill a couple of Salvagers here. He's gotten one already. He'll probably get a second. Suppose that remains to be seen, though. Oh, it's actually pretty close. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get him. That's really disappointing. I feel like he was about to do some mega... Oh, no! I didn't even notice this happening either, mind you. Ooh. This could be problems. Oh, you are so lucky. Oh. Oh dear. Alright, well that's fine. It works. It works. Yeah, if Tomcat was paying attention there and didn't have the guys accidentally detonate on the railgun there, man, Maze would have been Shrike would have been probably out of the game right there. So that's good for Shrike, but he's going to be pretty upset about not having gotten the damage done here that he wanted to. I think it was only one Salvager. I think, you know, coming in there with them like on both sides like that, beautifully split, he probably should have killed like 4 or maybe even 5 Salvagers, and off the main too. But he only got 1. So that's pretty unfortunate to see. Both players are on 2 bases as well, so Tom's not really lost eco time for this. They're pretty much even on that regard. Second production cruiser is already out for him, so he could be on 3 bases pretty quickly, you imagine. And interceptor fabrication's on the way too, so Shrike naturally needs to get the missile batteries again. And he should feel validated from the last game, like, yeah, I got blind AA tech, I needed it, so I'll do that again, right? I mean, I feel like that would make sense. So we're probably not going to see Shrike get caught off guard by the interceptors. But oh, this is good. He's found the blast drone, which is what he wants. And the assault ships can't poke in here, of course, because of the railguns there. This is a fight that the AAV actually can take. And I know that doesn't sound right because it's a one-on-one, but the ALM will stop the assault ship from actually attacking while it's under the EMP. Just so annoying, by the way, if you're playing Galician, but yeah. Okay, so I like this. He's getting challenged with his AAV, so he moves the railguns and saying like, no, you're not going to get free damage on me like this. He needs to be careful though that he doesn't get too close. Uh-oh. Actually, this is not good. I understand he wants to get the artifact there because of what happened last time. And maybe he will? Yeah, well I guess he can stop the artifact actually, but... And he only lost 1 railgun, so maybe I was making too big of a deal out of that. Interceptors are on the way though, so missile battery fabrication probably due at this point. And this is a good fight here because that AAV doesn't really matter to him and he's going to get a bit of damage on those assault ships. I guess actually they're not going to die though, so it doesn't matter. But still, I mean, I think it was actually good for him to take out that artifact there. And double base runner getting produced now. That's quite unusual. That's quite unusual. He sees the red blip, so he knows something's coming in here and it's coming in slowly, so he probably imagines he knows what that is. And he's correct. It's just railguns. See what I mean about the assault ship not being able to attack because it's getting stunned? So annoying when you run in with sandskimmers and like they can't actually shoot at anything. Oh man, I hate that. Mag accelerator's coming out. That's probably fine. I think that is due. And he's got a missile battery on the way. He just needs to make sure he expands his economy pretty soon. But he should be fine. I think he's doing okay this game. And he's entering the mid game stages where Savon can really start, you know, taking it away. Just needs to make sure if these interceptors come in, and he should, like, he'll see them, he needs to put down like an AA turret with the base runners. And that's why it's actually good he's got two of them. Okay, see this? He sees them, immediately needs, oh no! Oh shoot, I was wrong. Yeah, actually he's in trouble. I forgot, this guy needs to take some time before he can put down the AA turret. Yeah, I guess he was a little bit late on the anti-air, wasn't he? Although the interceptors seem to be missing rather badly. There we go, they finally get the sport cruiser there. Okay, well that's gonna be really bad then. You know, I guess it's hard to do what I kind of have in my mind, like what Shrike should have been doing here, but it's basically like you're counting your opponent's units, right? And if you can see, like, I've been fighting the same 4 assault ships for so long now, eventually you can kind of figure, like, well, he's probably doing something else, right? It must be air. I don't know. The thing is, like, in this case, he actually already had the missile batteries, too. He didn't have them in the right place. So, that's gonna sting. He'll be rather upset about this. And it may honestly just cost him the game already. We'll just have to see, though, but I mean, his opponent's on 3 bases and he's on 1. Siege cruiser fabrication is on the way and armored unit defenses are getting made. Now, that's obviously not going to allow these guys to push out and get field control, but he can't really get pushed unless the railguns go all the way around to this side, which takes a long time. And there's still air, you know, and in fact, they're getting launched right now. The only anti-air is, like, pretty far behind the railguns, see that? So I think these railguns could be killed off here without too much difficulty. So again, Shrike has already got anti-air, but it's not really doing anything for him just yet. And he's going to lose a couple more railguns if TOMcat wants to take him. Looks like he's actually going to try and stop the extraction. I guess that's fair as well. And that is going to go down. Yeah, it's looking pretty dire now for Shrike. Oh, and he's accidentally moved his carrier out too. That's obviously not going to make him too happy. Tom starts going for power reserves here. Oh. That doesn't sound good to me. He's making a siege cruiser, mind you. Looks like he's actually just going to leave one of his bases. And, I mean, that's kind of fair. Like, your opponent's only on 1, so you can be on 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. You're still ahead. He just wants to leverage that carrier, looks like, for damage. Or maybe he's just moving it there. I'm not sure. But based on what he's powering up here, yeah, I think he wants to get some damage done with this carrier now. TOMcat also seems to have noticed his, oh, never mind. It's only one assault ship. I thought he was moving all of them out through this pass here. In which case I'd say he seems to have noticed that his opponent's army has gone into the attack phase, now he can just push in. But that is true, so I mean, like, if he realizes, oh, well, Masons doesn't have anything in the middle, Shrike doesn't have anything in the middle, he can actually just move out there. Oh dude, this barrage is going to be really good. Wait, no, it's not. Sorry, it's over here. I can never tell exactly where the barrage is going to land, right? Looks like those were just cruise missiles. I like the targeting jammer, but there's no kiting on the railguns. They're just going straight for the carrier, which they're never going to get, and there's not enough of them. I mean, yeah, it's Con F problems. They're very weak to, like, their carrier's very weak, right? But it's not that weak. And these assault ships are going to clean up everything in here. This guy's, he's a guardian, man. Padak, my dude. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, imagine we'll see, oh yeah. I was about to say, imagine we'll see Shrike give up any moment now, but he was too quick 5-me. That's unfortunate, man. It's like, especially the opener of this game, I feel like he had it, you know what I mean? He was about to do tons of damage with that AAV opener. And then he had the air transition, like, almost nailed, but just a little bit too slow. And he didn't have the missile ship, or the missile battery down there by the support cruiser. It's pretty painful. I feel like he's not going to be very happy with this loss. Whereas I think he honestly played fairly well, just little things wrong in each game that took him out. But yeah, continuing the story of TOMcat in this tournament, is doing much better than we expected, and he is going to be our finalist. That was probably expected when we saw him playing in Shrike. In fact, I predicted it was going to be a 2-0. And look, you can watch the video again. The game hadn't been played yet, okay? I'm just good at what I do. So yeah, really good stuff from TOMcat here. But it is a bit unfortunate to see that Shrike lost in such fashion, because I feel like he could have and he should have done a little bit better there. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next video.